Okay, recently bought an Edgun Leshiy with the longer barrels, the 350 millimeter barrels, 22 and 25 caliber barrel. Trying to get it set up for hunting, so I definitely wanted a sling. So I went about trying to find out how best to put a sling on here. And what I first did was ordered a picatinny weaver mount sling stud mount for it, and I put it on the existing rail, which is only like this wide, and it took up all the space. And this is a little Shot Trax camera I wanted to put on, or anything else that you would want to put on. There just wasn't room left. So the thought was to get an extension rail, which I did. This is a low profile, only a ½ inch depth to it. And what I did was drilled and tapped the rail for a sling stud. As you can see, the sling stud there. And basically bought a pack of sling studs. Typical, comes with 2 wood screws and 1 machine screw. So it was a 1032, I believe, and I just tapped between a couple of the slots. So this is just a cheapo, just make sure I'm still on camera, cheapo UTG bipod, and just to hold the gun up so we could look at this. And normally what I use is a Harris bipod, and the Harris bipod, well, it might be hard to use with accessories on it. The main thing I was going to mention, from where the connector mounts to the stud, you got to leave enough room, and so this really needs to come forward, meaning the sling stud there, a slot or 2. So I'll probably drill and tap it forward a couple more slots to give me room. And then just as far as using accessories on here, well, pretty much I will not be using a bipod out in the field. I shoot off my shooting sticks, and I left enough room behind the stud that I could stick the yoke of the sticks in there. So that should work out fine. When I'm just bench shooting, and if I want to use my bipod, I'll just mount this stud a couple more spaces forward so this Harris can work. But what I did for my sling itself, and I imagine you can use a regular rifle sling, but initially when I was looking, I was thinking of alternatives. And this is a camera sling. And what sort of intrigued me about this is I do have a couple neoprene slings, and they are very comfortable, and this is neoprene. But this sling comes with 2 little zipper pockets, which I thought might be useful for holding your keys, your hunting license, maybe a few pellets in there. So I adapted it for use on the Leshiy here. And basically, I had, since I got a lot of rifles, not only air rifles, but centerfire rifles and rimfires, I had some of these sling mounts, so I put one on there. And let's see if I'm on camera. On the back, I just maintained a loop for mounting it on there. But what's also sort of neat about this camera sling, it's got these connector buckles. So if I want to get rid of the sling real quick, it just pops off. And makes it a little bit easier to store the rifle in my carrying case. So I haven't used it out in the field yet, but in fact, I don't intend to sling this rifle over my shoulder in a normal fashion. I'll show you how I plan to do it. The way I plan to hunt in the field with the Leshiy is just over my shoulder, since it's a short rifle, and just carry it like this. And I got a pair of binoculars up here with a harness I wear, so I think this would be a better way of carrying it. And then if I want to quickly get out and mount the gun and shoot it, then I can do that with that little strap. Or once I sit down, take a shot. Just take it off as usual. But so I think this is going to work out fine in the field. Being the padded portion of this strap goes from the entire length, it gives me plenty of support. And I like that it's neoprene because it's a little bit of a shock absorber. So that's what I've come up with for my sling attachment, and using attachments there. So I hope you guys find this helpful.